Welcome to BMBBH News with Kev. News without the WS.
Okay, we are live. And yes, today, former police officer Kim Potter, who shot and killed Daute Wright in a traffic stop a year ago, I would say. She was found guilty of second degree manslaughter, I believe, in December, and had been serving jail ever since. Today, she got a really light sentence of 2 years, where she will only serve 16 months. And the sentence was 24 years. So she will serve 16 months, and then the remainder of the time will be supervised. So let me say this for the record. I wasn't surprised. Really, honestly, I expected more, but I didn't expect the punishment would be too severe. But 16 months, you gotta say that's a really, really, really light sentence. Daute Wright's life was only worth 16 months in prison for her. Now, let me not beat around the bush. I know that Daute Wright has a criminal past, and I'm not trying to martyr the guy, but despite whatever Daute Wright did, and his criminal past does include an armed robbery, despite whatever he did, that doesn't have a damn thing to do with the officer not being able to do her job properly. Now, let me let you in on these facts like I did in the video when this first happened, and I will be providing a link in the description below after this live. You can't use the narrative that it was a lack of training, because it definitely wasn't. Because she has served on the force for 26 years, which makes her a veteran police officer. She was a field trainer, which at the time she was in the process of training police officers. So if it wasn't for the whole Blue Lives Matter, my cop sister, her blue life, then she probably would have looked like an idiot in front of her peers and her trainees. But, I can't even say that much. And also, there was footage released right after she shot Daute Wright, body cam footage of her immediately crying about what she did, which, I believe that was staged anyway by her, or she, because one thing you have to understand about these police officers, they go to these little meetings and conventions, and they all give each other tips on how to get out of, BS, like when they shoot and kill someone. Like things saying like, I fear for my life, or it was an accident, things like that. I mean, and then this was supposedly another accident because she pulled out her firearm and she screamed, "Taser, taser, taser," 3 times, which, from the footage itself, she had enough time to see that she was holding a damn gun. That's not an excuse. And the tasers being bright yellow, I believe she just saw what she was holding on to. And she discharged the firearm and killing the guy. Now, granted, let me let you in on this. When he was being handcuffed by the arresting officer, she came up and grabbed him by the arm. He hopped in his vehicle trying to get away, which was stupid on his part. It was, and that's just a fact. But we got to understand, there are people of a certain race that have done more, that have gotten off for less, that are still alive. So Like all of this BS that people are throwing out. He had a criminal past, and you know how some of us are. And I'm talking about some people within the same race. Oh, he's a criminal. She did us a favor. No, throw that BS out. Period. I don't want to hear that BS. Cause I mean, shoot, what does any of that have to do with her doing her job properly? What does any of that have anything to do with that? So let's go ahead and let me share an article real quick. Share an article with you. Okay. All right. Hold on one second. Just bear with me. You know. And thanks for tuning in, all of you. Yeah, you're going to get into it for a little bit. I ain't going to hold you for too long. So, all right. So, this headline reads, Kim Potter, the ex-cop convicted in Daute Wright's death, is sentenced to 2 years. Okay, so look, if you want a really light sentence, become a police officer. But you also got to be a white blonde. And, you know, like I said, for those who you saying that race didn't have anything to do with it, I'm going to use a really clean word to describe it. Poppycock. But this is no laughing matter. Seriously. And look at that. So the article reads, Kim Potter, the former police officer convicted of manslaughter in the death of Daute Wright, has been sentenced to 2 years in state custody, a judge ruled on Friday. Potter will serve 16 months in prison with the remainder on supervised release. The sentence was lower than Minnesota's recommended sentencing guidelines, roughly 7 years for first-degree manslaughter, after Judge Regina Chu found there to be mitigating factors in the case. Okay, I wonder what that is. Mitigating factors. Potter has already served 58 days, leaving about 14 months behind bars. Now, I don't know if I said this yet, but how much anybody want to bet that she's not going to serve that entire 14 months? And behind bars, she's probably going to get really cush special treatment, you know. But you know, let's just stick to the facts. And the article goes on to continue. Potter, who apparently mistook her handgun for her taser when she fatally shot the 20-year-old black man last year during a traffic stop, was convicted of first and second degree manslaughter in a trial in December. First and second degree manslaughter. Wow. Okay, so she was convicted of 2 kinds of manslaughters. Okay. So they said defense lawyers representing Potter had urged the judge to consider probation or a sentence shorter than the recommended guidelines. Sure they did. The latter of which ultimately what Chu decided. Now this is Judge Regina Chu. Now she was in the image that I displayed at the beginning of this broadcast to your right. Chu listed factors that she said called for a lighter sentence, that Potter intended to draw her taser instead of her gun. BS. Like I said, how does a veteran cop who is a trainer, who had 26 years under her belt, mistake a gun for a taser? So let's go on to continue. So she continues to say, let me see if I can highlight this, just so it can be, you know, so y'all can see where I am. I mean, if you're watching on your computer screen. Okay, it says, Officer Potter made a mistake that ended tragically. Now, this is the judge talking. You know, judge is supposed to be impartial. Like I said in the Botham Jean trial with Judge Tammy Kemp, judges are supposed to be impartial. Period. They're not supposed to show any kind of favor or any kind of emotion in the sentencing. But see, this crap keeps happening. It makes me believe that everybody is on the same side when it comes to law enforcement, judges, cops, everything. The whole thing is just messed up. So she says, Officer Potter made a mistake that ended tragically. She never intended to hurt anyone. Okay. her conduct cries out for a sentence significantly below the guidelines. Okay, I say, so what? So what happened? So yeah, I'm gonna stop as I read. So what happened? She cried in the courtroom. You know what? Yes, she did cry in the courtroom, but her tear ducts were so dry, dust was falling out. And I mean, just I just feel some kind of way about this. So, let's stick to the facts and not be so emotional. But you can't tell that to the family of Daute Wright, and I wouldn't even try to. My condolences, by the way. They said Wright's parents were disappointed and angered by the sentence. Said Kim Potter murdered my son. Today, the justice system murdered him all over again. That his mother, Katie Wright, stated. We're very disappointed in the outcome. Yes, we got a conviction, and we thank everybody for that, but is it okay? A white woman's tears trumps justice. Yeah, and it was like, okay, so I'll put a couple more articles, but the judge, Judge Regina Chu, would go on to say things like, okay, this has been a very tragic, let's try to show her empathy. We got hundreds of letters in support of Miss Potter. I'm like, none of that matters. None of it. None of it. And also, I think it's worth mentioning that, just like I mentioned in the video that I made about this, and this was like about a year ago, that this did not happen too far from the scene where George Floyd was killed. So this is all around. This is all around bad. But this is I mean, this, like I said, this is disgraceful. I mean, no matter what the past of the young man was, I mean, shoot, the cop should have been able to fully well do her job. But yet another white woman cries in court, just like Amber Geiger, and now she gets a light sentence. So, okay, so, without getting in our feelings too much, let's talk about the family for a second, because they weren't happy about this, and I don't blame them at all. So this headline reads, Court chaos after Kim Potter sentencing. Daute Wright's sister is handcuffed after fight with his son's mother, while his brother screams at protesters and his mom slams judge who cried for the cop and gave her 14 months in prison. Oh yeah, the judge herself, like, she was crying in the courtroom, trying to be very this is a mess. So they have a video on Twitter, which I'm gonna show you in a second. But let's scroll down this article a little bit. Has some very significant pictures, I would say. Okay, yeah, they said in December, the former Minneapolis cop was convicted of first-degree manslaughter for killing 20-year-old black man while trying to arrest him. Yeah, like I said, it was pretty stupid that he tried to, get in his car and drive off, knowing how law enforcement treats black men. It was stupid, but still, people, especially people of other ethnicities, have gotten off for less. So, let me warn you of the harsh language that's going to be in the video before we get to it, because, okay, they said, let me read this paragraph. It said, after the sentence was read out, some of Potter's supporters stayed around the courthouse, as did Daute Wright supporters. It led to clashes inside, with Dante's brother Damick squaring off against a Potter supporter. He called the man a B.A. and a F. Okay, all right. F word that is offensive to the LGBT community. I'll say that. And challenged him to go outside. Yeah, I would have been like that too. You gotta understand, family, they're not thinking clearly when they see stuff, when they react to stuff like this. It said Diamond Wright. Okay, well, let me just scroll down the pictures, because they do have the captions on the pictures itself. It said Diamond Wright, Dante's sister, was put in handcuffs. There were confused reports that she had been fighting with China Whitaker, the mother of Dante's 2-year-old son. Some reported that she was trying to protect Whitaker from an attack from someone else. Now, that seems more plausible. That she was defending from an attack from someone else. And, like, with these officers in the pictures, I ain't got any faith in them. I believe all of them are on the same page and did not give a damn about that young man's life at all, including that damn judge. Look at him. Got her on the ground. Daute Wright's sister, Diamond, was put on the ground and handcuffed after sentencing. CBS reports that she had been fighting with the mother of his toddler son, which, I already said the other possibility was plausible. Earlier in the day, Diamond gave an emotional victim impact statement about the death of her brother, how the death of her brother had affected her. Okay, now, it's like, okay, so racist fuck standing in front of Daute Wright, Daute Wright's brother. Why are you taunting the family? Like, that's BS. Why are you taunting the family? So, says Daute Wright got into a screaming match with a man who was there to support Kim Potter. Dammit called him a BA, which, and a F word. So this is him earlier. Dammit told the court through tears that he thought Daute had been murdered. So, yeah, Daute was murdered. He was murdered. So let me see this real quick. Okay, I'm about to show you the video. And let me warn you of the harsh language that is in this video. So if you don't like harsh language, which if you're a subscriber to this channel, you hear me use harsh language all the time. So, if there's a problem, just, I don't know. But hey, this is not something that, I feel very good about anyway. So here you go. Fair use, fair use. Well, what that man said basically, that pretty much shows the corrupt justice system and how it operates. But, we ought to know that we don't have a leg up on that. And let me show you this one final image before I give my final word. This is Daute Wright's mother, Katie. She said outside courtroom on Friday after the sentence was handed down, "We're very disappointed in the outcome. This isn't okay. This is the problem with our justice system. White woman tears trump justice. I thought my white woman tears would be good enough." All right, so, wow. No, I mean, it's like, okay. So, yeah, what she's saying, like, about white woman tears, okay, she got to understand the other side came from a cop, But, I mean, I'm not here to downtrodden on anything she's saying. This is a very emotional, like throughout this trial, had to relive her son's death over and over and over again. And, not only that, she had to deal with the insensitive rants and remarks from racist supporters of Kim Potter outside the damn courtroom. Because you know what? They just won't let it go. I mean, damn, what, and I do pose these kinds of questions. What if it was your family member? Because I know a lot of y'all are going to be like, oh, well, he should have just complied. Oh, he's dead because of blah, blah, blah. I mean, whatever. Okay, so this is an image of Kim Potter choked on tears as she addressed the court in Minneapolis on Friday and apologized to Daute Wright's family. And I'm sure the family of Daute Wright probably said some very, very, profane things about that apology as well. Just look, I'll say it for them. Keep your fucking apology. Period. We don't need it because see this kind of bullshit just keeps happening. And I say it again. You cannot blame this on a lack of training. You cannot. You can't blame this on a lack of training. Again, I will say 26 years on the force. She was a field trainer. She was training police officers at the time. How did you screw up that bad? No, you did screw up that bad. You just murdered a black man. So, 14 months left in her 14 months left in her time that she has to serve, and the remainder of the time she has to do with supervision, which, that's probably going to be an absolute joke. Because really, who cares? Who cares? Who's going to supervise her? Her fellow blue life, her cop buddies? Who's going to supervise this? So, all right. So, my advice to everyone who gets pulled over, is a smart thing. Look, and I'm not making any excuses or justifying whatever this racist person did. I'm not at all. Because when she took a picture, like when she first had her mugshot, she was smiling. So, look, my advice to especially black folks who get pulled over by a cop, just comply. There are certain things you can't help. You can't help when they're being like rough. You can't help when they're trying to inflict pain. And they will use that as an excuse to gun you down. We've seen this so many times. We've seen the same dumb playbook over and over again. It was either I feared for my life or it was an accident. That was no accident. It is typical of what goes on in this country. It's typical. And it says a lot about our country as well. So just another one. Are you surprised that this happened? Leave it in the comments section. Leave it in the comments section. Now, let me look at some of these comments because this is live. And I have to acknowledge you. All right. Shout out to Black Light Revelations. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, definitely. It's a damn shame. Phil Brad, thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through and sharing in this tragedy with me. This miscarriage of justice. All right. Thank you for the super chat, Darius Harper, supporting your message, brother. And this is a news report, so I don't usually go through comments like this, but I received some super chats, so I'll just go ahead and acknowledge you real quick. Well, yeah, we do have differences of opinion, and differences of opinion are respected. He said his name should be Daute Wrong because he was in the wrong, folks. Okay. Look, man, look. I already said it doesn't matter because she was a veteran cop. Sorry. Okay. The Roger Report. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. That's a very important phrase. But, all right. Brother Ray, Little Shan Jefferson, no audio. Okay. That probably was when I played the clip. But anyway, thank you guys for once again tuning in with me, and this is nuts. So, all right, till the next time.